This is the Polestar 2. It's the Tesla Model 3's first direct competition in Singapore. Should you rethink that Tesla? Watch on to find out. Okay, first off, what is Polestar? Well, Polestar is the offshoot of Volvo. Used to be the high performance arm. Still is kind of the high performance arm, but will be better known to everybody as the fully electric offshoot brand related to Volvo. And we have a 4-pointed star on the bonnet. It's the first time I can say that, the 4-pointed star, Polestar. So as you can see from the car here, this is the Polestar 2, the brand's second car. And the Polestar 1 was a pricey GT that never came to Singapore or left-hand or right-hand drive market, that is. But Polestar 2 is the global model, and it's very much like the Tesla Model 3. It is a executive liftback saloon, 4 doors, and not as big as a big sedan, around the same size as a BMW 3 Series. And like we said, Polestar is an offshoot of Volvo, so we can still see some Volvo parts here, like the Thor's Hammer headlight with the Thor's Hammer DRL, Thor's Hammer DRL. Hammer you, I shall bring you death, I am Thor. And the Polestar grille is also kind of a signature now, very square, looks like a waffle iron to me. Maybe I'm a bit hungry, very square. And this is the radar sensor. And of course, actually it doesn't really look very super EV-like in the way that the Model 3 does, with a lot of curved and flat surfaces. It looks like a conventional car. But also, down here, not much of a big air intake, but a little triangular motif right there. Also something we're seeing in modern cars these days, not just EVs. So if you look at the if you look at the Polestar 2, you would think, hey, this is an interesting looking car, but you wouldn't necessarily think it's an EV. Okay, so the Polestar 2, actually this particular car comes with the performance pack. I'll talk about that later. It does have 20-inch forged alloy wheels, very large Brembo brakes and adjustable suspension, but we'll get more to that later. So continuing on, there's a little bit of crossover styling in this car with the contrast fender. This is real, it's really added on. It's part of the Polestar design thing. Clean Scandinavian design, and tells you exactly what it is. I don't know, a bit like Japanese brand Muji. That kind of pared back feel. And come along to the back, we see, like I said, this is a fastback sedan, again like the Model 3. And what modern EV or sedan would be complete without a light bar? So this one goes kind of like an inverted C shape. Little bit reminiscent of a Volvo, but not a Volvo, because it's a Polestar. Okay guys, back seat of the Polestar 2. Now this car is actually based on the CMA platform, same as Volvo's XC40 small SUV, and that really shows in the footwell. So as you know, like the Mercedes EQA, when they take existing platform and chuck the battery there, your feet kind of have to go a little bit up, and you can see that my feet here, it's not uncomfortable, but you notice how much room I have between the seat and my knees, and I assure you I do not have long legs. But on the other hand, the headroom is decent. Not a huge amount of headroom, but it's okay. This is an executive sedan after all. You wouldn't expect a huge amount of legroom, but it's decent for the segment. And of course, the performance pack gives you golden seatbelts. Woo! Okay, so the cabin is Polestar-y. What is Polestar-y? Some recognizably Volvo bits, but some unique touches from Polestar itself. So the Volvo bits are here, the steering wheel controls, the volume knob as well, this screen as well, the aircon knob as well. But the rest of the design is quite unique to Polestar. So we have this middle section here, quite large, and this is where you put your phone. If you charge it, a little bit of a cubby hole for your key as well. So that's quite useful, quite nice. Ergonomically, it's all right, not the best. I quite like it. It's quite natural. I press, but some parts are not so nice. Like here, tend to jab my knee. I like to rest my knee on this part, but it tends to jab me. When I withdraw my hand, ouch, this part pokes me in the elbow. So it does look nice, but some little ergonomic niggles here and there. But I know what you guys really do want to know is the screen. So this is a 11.9-inch vertically oriented, portrait style screen. And just like on recent Volvos, there's full Android integration into this infotainment system. I can't remember what you call it, but it is the first fully Android one. So having Android connectivity is a big deal, because it's fully baked into the system now. For example, my phone is not connected. I'm not running Android Auto. Hey Google, what is the airspeed of an unladen swallow?
It really depends if you're talking about an African or European swallow.
They even got their little Easter eggs baked into the system. And of course, so I have navigation, I can message people, but it's not quite fully there. For example, Spotify works, but WhatsApp doesn't. Little things like that. So I'd say it's about 75% there, but that's more of Android's fault rather than Polestar's. Okay, so besides the whole Google baked into the system thing, and there is also 4G on board that powers Google, this car is a Tesla rival, so it has to have cool techie features like a game called Space Warp. I'm gonna play again. Woo! Oh god. Pew pew pew. Pew 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 pew. Oh, I'm dead. Oh, I'm dead. Pew pew pew. Is that like a Spaceballs reference? My Schwartz is bigger than yours. Yeah. But okay, but you can't play the game while you're driving, importantly, because it's a Volvo/Polestar, and of course Tesla has come under fire for allowing people to play games while they're driving, which is quite dangerous. Okay, but the rest of the walkthrough of this system, okay, so the Polestar 2, you can choose steering feel. There are no drive modes, but you can turn off ESP. You can choose one pedal drive and whether or not you want to be a creep. Oh, hey baby, what are you doing? I'm kidding, that's the automatic creep forward. And of course, this is a Volvo/Polestar, lots and lots of safety equipment, and I have no reason to doubt the efficiency of the safety systems. I would definitely trust these systems with my life and stuff. Okay, so we're driving the Polestar 2. I'm going to draw up the specs here for you. And if you read our news story, you will notice that it's very, very similar to the Tesla Model 3, of course, pitched right against the Tesla. Now, one of the first things that really stands out to me, besides the normal EV stuff of it being quiet, being refined, battery in the floor, very low center of gravity, is the fact that the performance pack adds quite a bit of jiggle to the ride. Now, I haven't tried the non-performance pack one, so I can't really say, but I think, the stiffer suspension is what's doing that. So you can probably see on the camera, yeah, so in addition to the bigger brakes and the nicer handling, that's one of the trade-offs you have to expect with the performance pack. Okay, so but the handling overall is pretty nice. It's a very nice flat handling car, and like a lot of EVs, it's a little bit heavy, but you don't really feel that until you start pushing a little bit more. So for day-to-day driving, very sweet, very easy to handle. And of course, this car is the dual motor version. It has 400 horsepower and quite a lot of torque. So 0 to 100 in well under 5 seconds. Just gonna go around the corner here. Ooh, nice and neat. And I'm gonna accelerate. That's pretty fast. So dual motor, lots of acceleration, exactly what we expect from an EV. But what you want to know is, in Singapore, really, how far will it go? Now, I haven't driven the car that far just yet. I just got over 22 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. Julen has done a few hundred kilometers in this car, and he got about 21.7, almost 22. So that translates to about 400 kilometers on a single charge, which is pretty good for an EV. Some of the more expensive and larger EVs we've seen get around 300, 350 Ks. The longest range EV I've driven in Singapore was the Kia Niro EV. I got almost 500 Ks in that one. So 400 Ks is pretty good. It's right there in the middle. Good range for an EV. So in summary, what do we like about the model? In summary, what do we like about the Polestar 2? What do we dislike about it? So what was good about it? We like the styling, not too ostentatious, kind of a middle ground between very, very EV styling and normal car styling. We like the way it drives. The interior is nicely made. Minor ergonomic quibbles, like the fact that the aircon vent is here and then can only blow at your forehead. Eee, I'm really hot in Singapore. Why can't you cool my body down? I don't know why. Yeah, so little things like that. We like the Google connectivity, even though it doesn't feel super mature yet. We have confidence that it will become better in a few years' time, or maybe probably much less time than that. We also like the extensive safety features, and because of the Volvo heritage, we have absolutely no quibble asking people to engage drive pilot while you're driving, as opposed to Tesla's full self-driving, which is not really self-driving. Moral of the story is, don't pre-order. And to sum up the comparison between this car and the Tesla Model 3, 3 models for sale. Polestar 2 here. There's the single motor standard range. There's the dual motor standard range and the dual motor long range, which is the one we're driving here. And to add on top of that, there's also the Polestar package, which gives you the nice wheels, the brakes, the golden seat belts and the adjustable Olin suspension. Now that makes the car drive nicely, but of course one of the problems there is that to get to the Olin suspension, to manually adjust it, you have to actually turn the wheel, remove part of the wheel well lining, and then diddle it, which means that absolutely nobody will do it unless they're really concerned about the way the car handles. So performance pack, I think $16,000 extra. It's nice to have, but only if you really want to drive more dynamically. But overall, if we look at the pricing of the Model 2, the Model 2, it's like the 5th time I've said that, the Polestar 2 and the Model 3, they are very competitive in terms of price, and that is on purpose because Polestar is pitching itself right up against Tesla. And in Singapore right now, if you want an EV of this size, of this segment as a sedan, these are the only 2 cars that you can get. Next year, the BMW i4 Grand Coupe is coming. Until that happens, it's just these 2 cars. So you choose between the 2 of them. Personally, as a person who likes driving more, I will take the Polestar 2. Okay, that was CarBuyer's review of the Polestar 2. If you like this video, please like it, please share it with your friends. Please follow us on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and all that stuff. Thank you, bye.